everyone, welcome back to Yoga Treehouse. I'm Brittany. Today we'll hear a story about a little girl who's super curious. So roll out your mat or find a comfortable spot on the ground and let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna get started in a tabletop pose. So you'll come to face the top of your mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, hips are over your knees. So you can imagine you're kind of making a table shape with your body, right? Imagine that you're a table. And we'll start to get into our backs and our spine. So we'll do some cats and cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, let your eyes lift up towards the ceiling, and your tailbone, your hips are gonna lift back behind you. Good. Exhale into a cat and really take your time rounding into this cat shape. Let your head go when you get here, and it's a big exhale here. Inhale, come back into cow. So belly drops, maybe your eyes lift up. Good. Exhale, round back into your cat. You'll do this just a few more times on your own. And there might be some shapes you want to add in here that maybe you're curious about, right? How can you make this shape feel brand new, right? It's very simple what we're doing, but that doesn't mean there's not something to explore here. So maybe you step your hands forward, reach your hips back, move back into tabletop, really just experimenting here, maybe circling out through the hips. Finding some gentle movement just to wake up in your body. Okay, good. And then you'll come back to tabletop. We're gonna move into puppy pose. So your hips are gonna stay exactly as they are. And all you'll do is walk your hands a big step forward towards the front of your mat. And when you get there, start to lower down your arms, your chest, everything lowers down towards the mat. Maybe your forehead comes down on the mat. Good. So your chest is reaching in the direction of the ground. Your hips are lifting up. We'll stay here for just a few breaths. And so I'll start to tell you about Lila, who's the focus of our story for today. And one day she's in her grandma's backyard, as she spends so much time in. She's been there 1,000 times. And she's walking around, taking in the flowers and everything she loves so much about her grandma's backyard. And she notices something she's never seen before. Okay, we're gonna come out of here. So keep your hands where they are, and you're gonna slither forward onto your belly. So we're coming into sphinx pose. So now your elbows are bent, you're up on your forearms. Legs are extended long behind you. And then press gently into the forearms to help your chest lift open in front of you. So think about your heart opening towards the front of your space. Good. Then maybe you close the eyes here. Send a big breath around your heart, around your back. And then let that go. Okay. We'll press into a child's pose. So you'll sit your hips back towards your heels and keep your knees together for this child's pose. So your belly has a nice shelf to rest on as you slide back into child's pose. And maybe your forehead comes towards the mat and your arms reach forward. Good. While we're here, think about sending big breaths into your upper back. So as you inhale, you want to feel your back rise. And then exhale it out. 2 more breaths. So in our story, Lila is exploring her grandma's backyard, and she notices something new. And that is her favorite oak tree. At the very bottom of the tree, she notices has a little door at the bottom of the tree. It's a little wooden door. She's never seen that before. Okay, from here we're gonna come into knee stand. So walk your hands back next to your knees, and we're gonna come up just to stand up on the knees in a knee stand. Good, then you can widen the knees out a bit so that your knees are right under your hips. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then we're gonna take a twist from here. So you'll start by reaching your left arm forward, right arm back. Really nice. And notice here your right hip wants to come along for the ride in this twist. Keep your right hip forward. So think about reaching your right hip forward so that your hips are in line with each other. Take a breath in and out. Okay, and then you're gonna tuck your right toes underneath you. Reach back in the direction of your right heel. Good, and then your left arm can reach up overhead, finding a twisted camel here. Nice. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your left hand down, right arm up. So you're back kind of in a tabletop, but your arms are open up now. So your right arm's up towards the ceiling. Good, take a breath in, inhale to open, and then exhale, your right arm's gonna come underneath your left. So you'll come down to rest on your right shoulder, and the right side of your face can even come down towards the mat. Good, stay here for a few breaths. And I'll keep telling you about Lila and the little door that she finds at the bottom of her favorite oak tree in her grandma's backyard. And so right away when she sees this, she starts to imagine what could possibly be in there. Maybe a fairy, maybe a magical gnome. She has no idea, and her mind is racing and wondering what could possibly be in there, and she's so excited to find out. Okay, you're still in your thread the needle with the right shoulder down. Keep the left hand where it is. Reach your right arm back up to the sky. Good. And then with your left shin, pivot it out towards the back of the mat. So you're making kind of a kickstand with your left leg. And then reach your right foot back behind you. I know, it's a lot, right? So your left shin is pivoting out towards the side of your mat. And then your right leg reaches long, and your right foot is totally flat down on the mat. So your right toes are pointing forward towards the long side of your space. It's a lot, right? But find this pose. Take your time getting there. Make your way there slowly and gently. And then with the right arm lifted up, maybe you look up towards that right arm. Inhale. Exhale, reach the right arm over your ear. Nice, so you're finding this big side body stretch in the right side. And then from here, maybe we experiment with lifting the right leg up back behind us. So now think about reaching your arm and your right leg as far apart as they can possibly go, right? So you're really reaching here through your hand and your foot. Take a breath in, inhale. And then exhale, maybe the elbow and the knee come to touch in front of you. Wow. Inhale, reach everything long. Exhale, try it again, elbow to knee. Good, one more time, extend it long. Exhale, elbow comes to knee. Good, and then reach your right arm forward again and see if you can bring your right hand down and keep your right leg up as it comes to step forward in between the hands. Good, so a little test of our balance there, right? And then from here you can start to get into your hips, so that might look like bending and extending the right leg. Taking a moment of curiosity here. Can you get really curious about the space you're making in your hips, about how big your breath can be as you move? Good, and then come back to low lunge, so your right knee is gonna bend. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Good, and then exhale, bring your hands to touch in front of your chest, so palms are touching. Inhale to lift your chest, and then exhale, we'll take a twist, so your left elbow comes outside of your right knee. Good, pressing in elbow and knee to each other to help your twist really come from your belly, right? You're twisting from everything that's around your belly button. Good, one more breath in and out. You can come back forward, bring your hands down to the mat, and let's step back into a tabletop like we started. Good, take a few cats and cows here. Again, noticing how these shapes might feel different than when we started after the work we've already done. Okay, and we'll take that on the other side. So from tabletop, step your hands a big step forward, coming into that puppy pose, right? We remember that. And then drop your arms, your chest towards the mat. Good. Maybe your forehead comes towards the mat. Hips are lifting up towards the sky. One more breath in. Okay, and then you'll slither forward into sphinx. So you're gonna lay down on your belly. Really think about lifting the chest upwards, right? So lifting up in front of you. Imagine the crown of your head being gently lifted up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in and out. Okay, we'll make our way into child's pose, pressing our hands back to reach our hips towards our heels. And then your arms can extend long in front of you. Think of bringing your knees together underneath you. And let your head go. Take 3 big breaths here. Good, 2 more. Okay, then after your last exhale, we're gonna walk our hands back next to our knees and come up to stand on our knees. So we're coming into knee stand. And remember we did that twist last time. So inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, reach your right arm forward, left arm back behind you. Good. And then again, remember to encourage now that left hip forward. So see if you can bring that left hip just a little bit forward in space if it wants to twist with you towards the back. Good. Tuck your left toes underneath you and then start to reach back with your left hand towards your left heel. Right arm lifts up towards the ceiling, over your ear. One more breath. And out. Okay, nice. Then right hand comes down, left arm lifts up. Maybe you look up at that hand just for a moment. And then make your way into thread the needle. So your left arm's gonna come underneath your right. You'll come to lie on your left shoulder, the left side of your head. Take a moment here, finding some space in the left shoulder. So Lila is so curious about this little door. I'm gonna come up just to tell you the rest of the story, but you stay where you are. So Lila's so excited to find out what's in this little door. And so she knocks on the door, no answer. And she says, okay, I'm gonna open this little door and find out what's in here, finally. And so she opens it, and to her surprise, there's a tiny magnifying glass inside and a note that says, keep being curious. And so Lila at first is confused. She was expecting something magical or something she's never seen before. And so she closes the door, she takes the magnifying glass and the note, and she goes back inside to her grandma. Okay, we'll finish the story in just a moment. You'll stay there in your thread the needle, taking one more breath. And then keep your right hand down, reach your left arm back up to the sky. And we'll come into that pose again where we pivot our right shin towards the back of the mat. So you're making like a kickstand with your right leg. Reach your left leg back behind you. So now it's the left sole of the foot that's planted firmly down on the mat. And I'll turn around just so you can see. Okay, good. Inhale, reach the left arm up overhead. And then exhale, reach it forward towards the front of the room. Good, finding space in your left side. Imagine you're creating a rainbow shape with your body. One more breath here. And then get curious, see if you can lift that left leg up behind you and really flex the foot here so the left leg is active and really awake, right? Take a breath in and then exhale, bring elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, extend it long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. One more time. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Extend it long. And then keep your left foot lifted. Bring your left hand down. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Really good. That's not easy, right? And then find some space in your hips, maybe rocking the hips back and forth, maybe bending and extending in the left leg. Take a moment here of play. Can you make this fun, right? What can you do to make this shape while staying within this shape fun? Okay, good. And then come back into the little lunge so the left knee is gonna bend And you'll inhale, reach your arms up overhead, maybe taking a little back bend here. Okay, good. And then with an exhale, bring your hands in front of your chest with palms touching. Inhale, the chest lifts. Exhale, you'll twist. So your right elbow now comes outside of your left knee. Good. Maybe you look towards the back of the room if the balance feels steady here. Thinking about lengthening every time you inhale, so lengthening through the spine. And with every exhale, you twist just a little bit deeper maybe. Good, one more breath. Okay, and then you can bring your hands down around your front foot and step back into a tabletop. Good, you can come to sit back on your heels and come into any comfortable seat on your mat. We'll take a moment here just to take a few breaths together. So exhale all your air out. Inhale, feel your belly rise. And then exhale with a sigh. Good. Inhale, fill up nose to toes. And exhale it out. Good. One more time, deepest inhale of your day. And let it go. Exhale. Okay. So we'll take a side stretch here as we kind of settle down. Reach your right arm out to the side. Keep both sides of your hips rooted on the ground. And then reach your left arm up overhead, taking a gentle stretch into your left side. So at first, Lila was kind of confused, right, by that magnifying glass and the note that she found. But then from that day on, she brought the magnifying glass with her everywhere. And she used it in her grandma's garden every day to see more into the plants and into the grass. And she was so happy she found it, right? She was so happy she was curious enough to open the door because it helped her to see even more. Come up and let's go over to the other side. So left hand down, right arm up overhead, finding a side bend in the right side. Good, maybe your eyes come down to the mat or maybe up to the ceiling, just checking out what feels good for your head and your neck. One more breath in. Nice, exhale, come back up to a seat. And so hopefully Lila's story inspires us to always stay curious, to always knock on those doors and learn more. And hopefully Lila's story encourages us to stay curious, to always knock on those doors and learn more. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time at Yoga Treehouse.